Welcome back to 1822 MC Adventures and More. My name is Pete. This is my channel. I just came back from an overnight stealth camp. I'm going to unpack my gear and show you what I took with me. We'll start at the top and work our way down. Pay attention. I got a lot of ground to cover here, guys. First, my tripod. And I had my tripod strapped down here with a couple of these little bungee ball things. Alright, tripod. Camera bag. This is a small camera bag for me. What I have in here is phone cord, iPhone cord, 3 extra batteries, plus the battery that's in the camera. For the record, this is an old JVC camcorder bag. Inside, cleaning rag, cleaning supplies, duster. In this bag is a battery bank. Actually, let me pull it out so I can show it to you. It is a pocket juice, and I don't remember the specs on it. It's like a bazillion million amps or something like that. I don't know. It works really good. And a flashlight. The only thing that's not in there, that was in there, is my chest harness. It's in the house. I forgot to bring it out here, but that's my camera setup. My GoPro, a couple of accessories, some cleaning supplies, tripod and chest harness. Oh yeah. And an extra lens cover because I was going to be by water. I took my circular polarizing lens. Of course, you got to have a good pair of work gloves, especially if you're going semi-tactical. You never know what you might be grabbing onto, vines, roots, tree limbs, whatever you need to get through the woods, right? Anyways. So, and another bungee ball holding this in. My Buck 184, totally ridiculous knife. And because I didn't get to make a fire, there was a lot of other bushcraft related items that I could not do because of the wind, so I didn't do a whole lot with that. Better luck next time, right? Because I was stealth camping, I took my little trowel, not my vintage World War II e-tool. On the top here, probably, lately it's been one of my most important pieces of gear. It has saved my bacon a couple of times now, 3 times now to be exact. Without unwrapping it, this here is my Dutch Army officer's trench coat. If you want to know more about this trench coat, I did a video a while back. It was titled something like Coolest Rain Gear Ever for a Motorcycle. And this jacket right here has a zip-in liner. It's below, goes below my knees. It's an old school style trench coat, and it will keep you high and dry. It's about as watertight as a frog's ass. I have used it as a rain jacket, and I have used it as an extra blanket. It's kept me warm, it's kept me dry, it's done all kinds of things for me. May have to dedicate a video just to this. Alright, this here is my first aid pouch, mandatory on any outing in the woods. This is a 2-quart canteen. Over here, another 1-quart canteen. This is a sustainment pouch, and in here I got all kinds of stuff. We'll start with the outside pocket, hand sanitizer, lid to my cup, what's left of my spices and supplies. I had tea in here, spices, odds and ends, condiments, that sort of thing. Soapy sponge, a little bit of oil, popcorn and Parmesan cheese left over. My sewing repair kit. Knife, fork, and spoon, because I'm not an animal. I like to eat with tools, not my fingers. Salt and pepper. These are caps off an insulin rig. that I got from my friend NC Grayman. I use it for salt and pepper. A couple of lids, you stick them together, caps, I'm sorry, stick them together and use it for whatever. Just take it from someone that learned the hard way. Mark the bottom of the container so you don't spill it everywhere. Gas bottle, backpack and stove. All right, so let me slide this around a little bit. This here canteen, right here in the, where you'd normally keep your water purification tabs, I got 2 heat tabs. Okay. And I got a fairly new canteen. And this is my backup plan in case the stove failed. My vintage canteen cup and stove. Just 1 second, there's more. I have a lid for this cup, and I use it, this is a piece of pie pan, so I can put it on the bottom here, something about like wrap, and then I can put my heat tab in there, and I get more heat, and I don't have to worry about burning the ground. Okay. For those of you, if you're just getting started in bushcraft, these things have went sky high in price due to, well, we're not going to go down that road right now, but they're way high in price compared to what they used to be. Good basic kit. You know, you can use heat tabs, you can use twigs if you had to, put a candle under there, whatever. You can make it work if you think hard enough. So my first side pocket here, even though it was an overnighter, just for standards and practices, I brought my water filtration kit. It's a Sawyer mini filter, a syringe, and a hose, and a bag, so you can do what you need to do with that. I got 2 smart bottles, and my drinking cup, the lid is in here. That fit in there like that, and I stuffed that all in there like that. It worked out really well. Now guys, if you don't learn anything else today, learn this. My middle pocket was my food pouch. And this is my garbage. I'm not going to open it up, but you know, there's my Mountain House bag in there and everything else that I used out there. Pack it in, pack it out. Very, very important. As a matter of fact, you can't see the trash can from here, but 3-point layup. Whoosh, nothing. Well, actually, it was nothing but net. Handy wipes. Why would you want to take toilet paper out there when you can use handy wipes? This is a multi-purpose product. It's not just for wiping your butt. And of course, a rag, because you need a rag. So what do we learn from this pocket, guys? That's right. Pack it in, pack it out. Very important. Don't be a douchebag and leave it out there. And don't bury it thinking you're fucking smart. Take it out with you to the nearest trash can or home. Last pocket. Cordage. Personal bag. Hairbrush, toothbrush, nail clippers, you know, odds and ends for personal stuff. A couple of glow sticks in case you get in trouble and you need to signal incoming whatever. Rescue squad, that sort of thing. A little more cordage. And this here is a web belt, and what I use this for is I wrap it around my chest when I'm sleeping in my hammock, and I got my Rudy Tooty point and shooty right here on my chest, because you can't sleep with it on your hip, you'll rip the shit out of your hammock, right? So I sleep with it on my chest because in a hammock you're sleeping on your back, or maybe sort of on your side, but that's about it. That way it's easy, I can grab it and use it if I need to, right? So this pocket, emergency glow lights, and I have a red one, a green one, and a blue one. So in other words, if I got hurt and I made a phone call out for help, You know, I'd say look for the freaking glow sticks, right? All right, so what's in the pack? And of course, most of you know this is an Alice pack, vintage Alice pack. I've had this thing, well, I actually got a picture of me on a motorcycle taken in the mid-'80s with this pack strapped to the bike, so I've had it for quite a while. My ripped up map pocket, aluminum foil. Should always bring some aluminum foil with you when you go out in the woods. Has many uses. Alright, normally what I do is I put my clothes and my sleep system at the bottom of the pack, and I have my shelter stuff on the top. This is my ground cloth, and this is 4 by, I forget, I'll have to look it up. I think it's 4 by 7, something like that. But I lay it out underneath the hammock, or if I just want to stop while I'm hiking for lunch or whatever, I can pull this out, I can lay it on the ground, and I ain't got to get a dirty butt and whatnot. So, and I got a clean place to lay my pack and all my gear. So, ground cloth, very important. All right, this is my hammock, lantern, tarp for the hammock. This is my insulated static Velux sleeping pad. This is my underquilt, and this is good down to about 40 degrees. And I have the option, if I don't find any trees to set my hammock up, I can still sleep on the ground in relative comfort. And because if I was to use an underquilt for my hammock and I was forced to the ground, I'd be sleeping on an underquilt. It'll smash down to nothing and I'll be miserable. So unless it gets really cold, an inflatable air mattress is a good deal for a hammock. You just put about a quarter, you fill it up about a quarter's worth of air. So it's just enough to sort of hold the shape, and then you get it in the hammock and you shimmy yourself around and it works out perfect. Takes a couple tries though. Climate, extra large pillow. I probably could have brought a different pillow, but I brought this one. This is a better flat sleeping pillow, like in a tent versus a hammock, but it's similar to a chiropractic pillow, so when you blow it up and get it just right, it'll cradle your head and it feels really good. Highly recommend this pillow. 20-some bucks, worth every penny. All right, and this here is my microfiber beach towel. Didn't use it, but don't go without it. This here is my sleeping bag. As you can see, it's a River Country Product sleeping bag. I could compress it a lot more, but I don't really like to compress it too much, because every time you compress your bag, it kind of messes with the integrity of the insulation, so I'm told. And last but not least, in this bag now has dirty socks, dirty underwear, and a dirty shirt. I always go out with extra socks, extra underwear, and at least an extra t-shirt. And the onlyest thing that I forgot on this outing, and it was a very important piece of gear, I forgot to bring a balaclava. And I got 2 of them. I got a heavy duty winter one that's knitted, and I have a silk one that's ATF and Al-Qaeda approved. So no matter how warm your bag is, if your head's cold, you're not going to be as comfortable as you could be. So that was the only thing I forgot on this trip. Let me put this stuff back in the bag real quick. Okay, and what was on my duty belt? Okay, well, start off with this belt. Used to be my carpenter's belt. I used to have a nail pouch, a hammer holder, utility pouch on there for the speed square pouch, all the crap you use when you're a framing carpenter. So I got this back in the 80s, and it's still nice and strong, holds together real well. Quality product, I don't remember the brand. But I got my Rudy Tooty point and shooting. I have got my fishing bag. I have got a canteen, and my canteen is a Gatorade bottle with the piece of paracord glued to the cap. Very lightweight, disposable canteen. If it starts getting icky, I'll throw it out and get another bottle, right? And in here, I have some aspirin and a couple more heat tabs. I always have a plan B. And this side here is my little ultralight titanium heat tab stove that my friend Eddie, North Carolina Great Man, gave me. Didn't use it on this trip, but like I said, the heat tabs was actually like plan C. We had the option of a fire, which didn't work, too windy, so we used my stove. And if that didn't work, we could have used this or the canteen cup. So I always have a backup plan, because sometimes things go awry. Alrighty, and these here little pouches here, most of the time people use them for like a combat dressing or a compass pouch. Well, we do things a little differently at my place, right? First one, this one here is a knockoff. It's not an actual military pouch, it's a knockoff. But I've got it full of pieces of fat wood. And where I was camping at was all hardwood, so if I would have been able to build a fire, that would have came in very, very handy. And this one here is my actual fire starting kit. I have my ferro rod here, right? And in this little box here, I have cotton balls that I soaked in Vaseline, and then I have some fat wood sawdust and some oak sawdust mixed in there. So it's a fire starter and just about a heat tab. These things burn probably 10 minutes. I mean, if you can't get a fire going with one of these, you need to just go back to the trailer park, because you ain't going to survive in the woods. God, I didn't say that out loud, did I? Just to be clear, you don't have to live in a trailer park to be a fucking dumbass. That's just a southern stereotype. Dumbasses come from everywhere. They live in all kind of places. All right, in my first pouch here, I do have a combat dressing. And in case you didn't know, keeping a combat dressing in your front pouch, it's not for your buddy, it's for you. So if you're laying there fucked up, your buddy knows to go right to your pouch and pull out a dressing and put it on your wound and wait for the corpsman to help you out or something like that. And here's some freedom seeds. And I'm going to give you a little hack here. All right, and in this box here, I have some copper jacketed bullets for maximum penetration. And these here are hollow points, critical defense hollow points. These will shred any kind of human type flesh. Not so good for big game, where the full metal jacket, that will penetrate, that will break bones, that will do all kinds of damage. So, your choice. But I put this little piece of paper towel in there. So when I put the paper towel in there, it pretty much takes out the battle rattle. Good thing to know, right? All right, let's talk about what did I bring for fishing. Well, I can tell you right now, I brought the wrong stuff. Forgot it's winter time. But what we have here, of course, is a canteen utility type pouch. In this pocket, I got bobbers, weighted bobbers and unweighted bobbers. Over here, I got a ruler and a scale. And then in here, vintage worm box, vintage tackle box, little line nipper and hemostats to pull hooks out, and this got all discombobulated. I did bring a spinner, threw it out there, kind of cold. They didn't really seem like they were interested in it. Fishing really actually kind of sucked. I caught one fish. You'll see it on the regular video coming up. But what I had brought for fishing gear was, got some assorted hooks and swivels in here, split shot, bobber stops, a couple of jig heads, 4-pound and 6-pound leader, another bobber kind of glomming onto that, some small bobbers, 20-pound test leader, another bag with assorted circle type hooks and little panfish hooks, right? What I don't have in there that I really needed was a couple of egg sinkers or bank type sinkers or something, so I can fish off the bottom, because it's that time of year again, everything's on the bottom. So I was thinking it was warm weather, I was going to fish about 3 feet with a bobber. I thought wrong. So what I ended up doing was I made a drop shot. I took a whole bunch of BBs, put them on the bottom, and then put my hook about a foot up from all that and threw it on out there. And I caught a nice bluegill, and I used him for cut bait, and after that I had a couple of nibbles, but that was it. I'll know next time to bring winter fishing equipment, right? My bust. All right, oh yeah, and a fishing rag, right? Gotta have a rag to wipe the slime off. So, are you still with me? Did you catch all that? And what did I say was the most important part of this video? That's right, the middle pocket. Pack it in, pack it out. So, could I have taken a little less stuff? Absolutely. I could have ditched the fishing stuff. I wouldn't have had to fool with a fishing pole and that stuff. Did I bring too much water? Absolutely not. When I left out of there, by the time I got to my pickup point, my canteen was about half full. So 1 quart canteen, 1 quart canteen, that's 2 quarts. 2 quart canteen, that makes a gallon. 2 smart bottles, they're like 20 some ounces a piece, I don't know, so 2 more liters or whatever. So that was what, guys? That's right, almost a gallon and a half of water for an overnighter. But you know what? I didn't get thirsty, and I didn't have to wash my stuff out in the river. That's why I brought that much water. It was heavy going in, but walking out it was nothing, because all that water was gone except for a little bit on my hip. So appreciate you watching. I hope you got something out of that. And like I said, I probably should do an actual full review on this jacket alone, because like I said, 3 times now this thing has saved my butt. So, appreciate you watching. It's going to take me a few days to edit the stealth camp. There was a lot of wind, so I don't know how much of it's going to be usable, but this is what I took with me, guys. So until next time, see you. Appreciate you watching.